Clarence, the crane who never sang. Once upon a time, in a land full of life and joy, all the creatures of the earth lived together in harmony. Each day, they delighted in their simple tasks. Annie the ant, tireless and clever, was always gathering supplies for her underground colony. Carl the cricket, a gifted musician, practiced faithfully so he could fill the evening air with beautiful melodies. But among them lived Clarence the crane, the most beautiful of all. Tall and graceful, he had snowy white feathers. A delicate tuft like a flower atop his head, and a long, proud neck. Everyone admired him, and yet he never sang. One day, Clarence watched Annie working so diligently and listened to Carl's lovely tunes. Jealousy began to creep into his heart. He didn't believe he could ever sing like Carl or be as hardworking as Annie. So instead of trying, he let anger take over and decided to become there. From that day on, Clarence set out to chase and frighten Annie and Carl. But Victor the mosquito, the smallest and wisest of them all, overheard Clarence's dark plan and buzzed off as fast as he could to warn the two friends. Annie and Carl, frightened, began to avoid Clarence. But Carl, gentle as ever, turned to Victor and said,
"Could you whisper to Clarence
that I want to help him? I'd like to teach him how to sing to truly find his voice." And kind-hearted Annie added,
"I'd be happy to show him how to be the hardest working crane the world has ever seen."
Victor nodded. That evening, as Clarence was settling in for sleep, irritated once more by Carl's soft, perfect music echoing through the trees, he heard a tiny whisper at his ear.
"Clarence! Oh, Clarence! Don't you wish you had Annie's strength and Carl's song?"
Yes, Clarence mumbled, half asleep.
"Well, I bring good news. Carl and Annie want to help you make that dream come true."
But Clarence sprang up, eyes filled with pride and rage.
I'll never learn from them. They are my enemies. I'll destroy them, and I alone will be the most perfect of all.
Victor, calm and wise, replied,
"Clarence, I understand. But remember this. Ants and crickets are as many as the leaves and grass of this world. You'll never be able to defeat them all. Maybe it's wiser to learn from them than to fight against them."
But Clarence refused the advice, blinded by pride. And so, after a life spent in jealousy and arrogance, he died alone, and never having sung a single note. Annie and the other ants, without hate or anger, gently covered his body with dry leaves. And Carl, perched on a nearby branch, sang a soft, sorrowful tune. It was a song of forgiveness. Because those with kind hearts do not carry bitterness, they offer grace, even to those who never asked for it.
Moral of the story: pride and envy lead to loneliness, but kindness, humility, and a heart open to learning bring peace, purpose, and friendship.